Hey everyone, and welcome back to Vonny, and what'll probably be one of our final episodes here, at least for a little while. I can tell you guys are getting a little bit tired of it, and so am I, so we're going to move on to other things. I decided to change the format of this episode a little tiny bit, partially due to the amount of time that I had to record, and partially due to my getting over a bit of a cold this week. So we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to start off with the time lapse here, and then we're going to go into live mode briefly, and then what I want to do at the very end is do a little bit of a rail fan trip down through Vonny, which has been requested by a lot of you guys recently. What I'm going to do right now is just take a few minutes and discuss what I'm doing to complete this build, and just talk to you about some of the details that I decided to put in here. What I'm doing is I'm working my way down to the very end of the Vonny branch, which is Iron City. Here we're working our way down towards Iron City, and I had to spend a little bit of time just putting down some trees and some final details. I didn't really want to, I kind of glossed over it in the video just for the sake of time. I don't know, how many trees can you guys really watch me plant, right? So I spent a little bit of time going through that. Here I'm just doing some ballasting work on the main line before we head over here. This is Iron City loadout, and this is actually Iron City sash and door. So the typical delivery here, boxcar loads of building supplies. So I wanted to add a parking lot, add some trailers, the typical kind of details that I do to support a warehouse style sort of build. And unfortunately, by the time I got done recording this area, Trainz crashed on me, and I lost most of the work that I did. So what you'll see when we go into live mode is that it's going to look a little bit different because I had to come back and redo it. And it's a real pain in the butt. I don't know if anybody else is having these problems, but since Service Pack 1 came out, I've been having a lot of strange bugs. I have trees disappearing on me where I have to reload the game, buildings disappear, things just, I don't know, it's very buggy suddenly, and it wasn't like this before. But anyway, through here, I'm doing the standard details. I'm kind of rushing through it because I don't know how many times you guys can sit and watch me build parking lots and put down cars and whatever else. I mean, maybe you like it. I don't know. Give me some feedback and let me know. But yeah, basically, I'm just putting down the standard parking lot, putting some fences around it, and some garbage details and stuff like that. And I really like this part of the branch. I really like the end of the line here, because it just goes right to a dead-end track, and it kind of just ends right in the middle of nowhere. There's no houses around. It's just this one lonely road that comes down, crosses over the railroad tracks. The railroad tracks have a runaround, and then that's it. It's just a dead end, and I just think that that's really cool. I really enjoy that sort of idea that you could be driving in the countryside and come around a bend, and you're not expecting it. There it is, there's some railroad tracks, and as a rail fan, you get that little flutter in your stomach, and you get excited that maybe you'll see a train, maybe you won't, I don't know, you weren't expecting it, so it just kind of gives me that feeling. And maybe you do catch a train, and you know, it looks like it's these old dilapidated tracks, and you don't really expect to see anything, but you see a boxcar parked down there, so you know that there's some freight traffic. So I kind of like that feeling. It gives me that kind of nostalgia, I guess, living in the countryside and just going for a drive. That sort of thing. So it's kind of cool. I really like this. It's a cool way to end a branch. And I wanted to bring in some of the trees around it just to kind of finish off that feel that this is still kind of a backwoods area. There's not a whole lot of industry around here. It's not the big downtown area. This is just some lonely business that popped up at the end of the railroad tracks, at the end of the line. Maybe the tracks at one point went further into the woods and, to another industry or another town even. But this is it. This is the end of the line now. They got cut off at some point. So I think that that's pretty cool. I did my best to scenic it in. And one thing that I spent a lot of time with was putting down the short brown grass and these pine trees, the spruce trees, because the original Pennsylvania Berwind layout by Bill M had a lot of that. He spent a lot of time with that sort of scenery, and I kind of wanted to pay as much homage to him as I possibly could. Obviously, I'm rebuilding the route for everybody, and I wanted to reflect the original as best as possible, because the feeling that his route gave me, and some of the people that I've been talking to who have played the original, it's a very special sort of backwoodsy sort of feeling, and I wanted to recreate that some while still updating the route to current game standards. And as I said at the end of my last episode about putting in an elementary school here, I went onto the download station and I found a decent model, which I like. So I spent some time kind of detailing it and cutting it in here into Vonny. And I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. I did a lot of work actually off camera, which you'll see in a moment. But yeah, I really like the way that it came out. I had to add a lot of sidewalks in underneath, you'll see in just a moment, underneath parts of the building, just to kind of complete it. Here I am putting in a parking lot, of course. Gotta have a parking lot. You know, without it, it's just a building plopped into the woods. You know, the parking lot brings the life to it. It shows that there's people actually working there. And of course, in front of every elementary school or middle school or high school is an American flag. You gotta put that in there. I was also hoping to find some kind of a sign. A lot of schools have, you know, like parent-teacher conference on this date or whatever it might be. Some kind of a sign there, assembly on this date. I would love to find an asset like that. So if you guys know of any, I couldn't find it. I don't even know what the heck to search. But if you know of one or if you made one, let me know because I'd love to put that in front of the school. Another thing that maybe you guys can help me out with is that there's traffic on this road, and I really don't want there to be traffic on it. So I don't know how to disable traffic on roads, specific roads. I know you can disable it throughout the whole world, but I don't want to do that. I want traffic on my other roads. I just don't want it on that road. So if there's a way to actually disable traffic on specific roads, that would be really helpful if you guys know how to do that. Right here is what I'm talking about. I'm going to put in the sidewalk here and just kind of complete where those doorways are. It didn't seem right to me to just have a doorway come right out onto the grass. I've never really seen that in a school. Usually there's some kind of, you know, something there. Maybe it's wood chips if it's going out to the playground. Maybe it's something else, but more often than not, there's some kind of a sidewalk there. And I use this ground texture, Murva, I believe, M-U-R-V-A. That's that brown texture that you're seeing there. I use that a lot because it blends really well with the regular cooked grass. And I feel like when you put it sort of underneath some trees, it looks like fallen leaves and kind of crunchy material. And I really like the way that looks. It brings a little bit more life to the area. So that's going to do it for the time lapse for today. We're going to take a look at a couple more things in the live mode, and we're going to talk about some future plans and stuff right about now. Hi. Before we get into the cinematic switching that I have prepared for you guys, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the plans that I have for the future of this channel and some other things that are just on my mind. And while we do that, we're just going to fly around Vonny here. Even before that, I just want to point out, I'm not calling Vonny done. This is by far not done. I could spend a ton of time here. There's still a lot to do. I think it's just time to move on right now, and we'll go check out some other stuff. And I'm getting a lot of lag here, too. Like, right now, I'm only getting about 14 frames per second, and so something here is just giving me a crap ton of lag. Anyway, so let's just zip slowly through here and just take a look around. So what I wanted to talk about is that we're going into the new year, and this is probably going to be the last Let's Build episode this year. I'm going to pre-record for the beginning of 2017, but right now this is probably going to be the last one. And I wanted to talk to you guys about some things that I have in mind for the channel. I'm thinking going into 2017, it's very cold here in New York in January and in February, and I'm going to have a lot of time indoors, which means that I'm going to have a little bit more recording time on my hands. I'm also in the market for buying a new microphone, and I'm looking at one that's going to help me kind of reduce some of the background noise, which will really help improve the times of day that I can actually record. Like, I literally have a refrigerator about 4 feet behind me, and I have a window about 6 feet to my right. And the subway runs right outside of my window. It's very loud here, so if I could reduce some of the background noise as much as possible, that means that I could record more. So with that, I'm curious about what kind of stuff you guys might be interested in seeing. I'm thinking, a few of the things that I'm thinking is maybe a Trainz Model Railroad build. Maybe I could build a small layout, do another Let's Build within that version of the game. We could also start another map. Obviously, I'm going to continue with the Pennsylvania Berwind. We're going to keep this as a continuing series. We're always going to have this until it's done, which will be a long time. But I do want to expand the content. I want to expand the variety, but I want to make sure it's stuff that you guys are interested in, because that's, I mean, what else am I doing this for? So I'm thinking maybe we could do another Let's Build. One of the Let's Builds I was thinking is maybe we could do an actual area. There's an old railroad here in Brooklyn, not too far from where I live, and it could be kind of fun to make a trip there and do a little rail fan video of the area, and then go into Trainz and try to replicate it. And that'll be an actual area from Brooklyn, and we can compare photos and see what kind of, you know, see how well I can replicate an actual real place. Oh, so by the way, yeah, this is, if you pay attention, this is a little bit different from the time lapse, like I was saying, unfortunately. But anyway, so yeah, there's that. Trainz Model Railroad. If you guys have any suggestions for possible model railroad you'd like to see built, I can look into that and maybe do some on-screen building. Let's see, what else am I thinking here? Oh yeah, so also I'm interested in what kind of build style you guys like when you're watching me do this Let's Play series. Are you guys more interested in when I do a large broad build, sort of like Vonny here? We spent a couple of episodes in the same area and pretty much completed a whole town in, I think this is 3 episodes now. Or do you guys like the episodes that are a little bit more smaller and detailed, such as the oil refinery, which right now is one of my most popular videos, and I understand why. But you know, a video where I spend a lot of time in just one place and really just detail the crap out of it, and you know, we'll kind of just stay there until it's totally done and then move on to another place. Personally, I feel like I work a little bit better and I can produce better content if I can focus on a smaller area and put all of my energy into, you know, for example, when we first got here in Vonny, I spent a lot of time just in this little area, just this bit of town, and on the scrap factory, and you know, I could really put more energy into making sure that that's totally detailed. But as we spread out a little bit more, I had to spread out my vision and the details that I could do in order to keep the video interesting. So let me know what kind of stuff you guys are interested in. Do you like the broad builds? Do you like the really detailed builds? Or do you like the big builds? Because I'll take that into consideration when I make these videos, so that, you know, making content that you guys are actually going to watch. And also, I'm interested in what other content you guys might want to see. I mean, I was also thinking maybe mini documentaries, like railfan type documentaries. I am a filmmaker. I do have a filmmaking background. I have cameras and stuff like that. So I am kind of interested in doing some, you know, little mini series sort of thing like that. It wouldn't be something that I could produce very frequently, because living here in New York City, there's not really a whole ton of like railfan stuff that I could do. So that wouldn't be a series that I could produce very frequently, but it could be something that, you know, I could do once in a while if you guys are interested in that. Also, you guys have been asking for switching or railfan type videos within the game. So, you know, maybe that's something else that I could do. Maybe if you guys have favorite routes that you'd like to see me do some cinematics in, you can mention that to me in the comments, or message me or Twitter me and let me know what your favorite route is, and if you'd like to see me do some kind of like a railfan video of that or something along those lines. Let me know, because I would love to do that kind of thing. I should have the time coming up in the next few months, and I'd really like to expand this channel and just really see where I can kind of take it and see what works. So guys, let me know down in the comments section, and I think that's going to do it for now. I'm going to take you guys into the cinematics. This will be the last time that I'm talking of this episode. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. There actually will be one more video this year. It's going to be the route tour, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be released sometime between Christmas and New Year's. Until then, I hope you all have a happy holiday season. I'll see you in the next one.